1% better every day means that in 365 days, you will be 37 times better than you were day one. But now you have a decision to make. Now that you know that, will you commit to it? Because the flip side to that is to stay in limbo, to become 1% worse, which is what life looks like when we aren't moving forward. You see, I'm from New York City, the city that never sleeps. I used to be programmed to go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. I couldn't stand slow things. I want instant results. I want an instant gratification. In today's day and age, it seems like that's all there is. Did someone like my post? Did someone leave a comment? How about Amazon with Prime shipping? Next day shipping. And now, within hours, it'll show up at your doorstep. Each day we're being further and further primed to expect instant results, when in fact, that's not the case. A few years ago, I was becoming frustrated. It seemed as though everyone around me was closing on a property. Everyone but me. I was doing everything I was told to. I picked my market. I did my market research. I made my calls. I even spent a week in my chosen market meeting with community board members and bankers and brokers and mortgage brokers and whoever else would meet with me. Hell, I even spoke to the mailman and I stopped the UPS guy. I stopped residents. I wanted to know everything I could about the market. I went down there, I did 12-hour days the whole week to maximize my ROI. And really sort of like come back and rationalize why I spent the money on the trip to the wife. Only to have it go nowhere. At that time, I blamed everyone under the sun. I blamed the market, I blamed the brokers, I blamed the economy, even my dog. The one person I didn't blame was myself. And then I realized that everyone's journey is different. Everyone grows at a different rate and in a different way. Sometime after my market failure, I heard an analogy about an ice cube that put it all into perspective for me. Take an ice cube out, place it on the counter. It doesn't immediately turn to water. The temperature of the ice cube has to increase first. So let's say we took it out of the freezer and the ice cube was at 23 degrees. Now you want it to melt, so through lots of effort, you increase the temperature of that ice cube. And you increase it 5 degrees. So now you're at 28 degrees, but you still have no change. But you still did all that effort. So now you nudge it up a little bit. 29, 30, 31, still nothing. You start getting frustrated. All of this work to heat up this ice cube has produced 0 results. But now you go just 1 more degree and the ice starts to melt. That breakthrough, the ice melting, is a combination of all of the previous effort it took to get the ice from 25 to 32 degrees. Without that previous effort, the ice would not have reached the melting point. Bamboo is another great example of this. Bamboo will establish its roots, or I like to phrase it, its foundation, for 5 years. 5 full years it works on itself. But then it explodes 60, 70, 80 feet into the air within a month or two. It just takes off like a ballistic missile. You have the ability to do the same thing. You have the ability to create the life you deserve. I know you can do it simply because you searched out videos like this one and you're here spending time with me. You have that ability. You have that drive. But will you continue to become 1% better each day and do it for however long it takes? Even when you get frustrated like I did. When I first ventured off into real estate, I was way too hung up on my daily results. And as such, I was losing my motivation. It's when I became aligned with enjoying the process that things began falling into place for me. It took me 13 months 13 months to land my first property. And that's 13 months after I started getting 1% better. I had to choose a different market. So I chose Virginia Beach this time. And I started visiting properties, making phone calls, visiting brokers, building teams, visiting bankers, building relationships, sending mailers, months and months and months worth of work. And then I finally signed the contract. And that contract only took a few days to sign. To get it drawn up and to sign it was about a week. But the deal would never have happened if not for all the previous effort. Just like the ice cube being heated or the growth of the bamboo roots. Ed Milet taught me the power of one more. I listened to his podcast and he was talking about the power of one more. And by the way, he has a book by the same name that I highly recommend. But the premise is that if you want to get better than everyone else, you just have to do one more. If you're running, it's one more step or one more block or one more lap, one more day, one more mile. If you're working out, it's one more push-up or one more sit-up, one more set, one more minute of exercise. Because that compounds out. In life, it looks like one more email or one more call, one more property visit, one more connection, one more text. I want to share one last story with you real quick, because I think it's important to hammer home the point. It's about a video I just came across. It was a guy splitting a boulder. And I mean, this rock was huge. Twice the height of the man, 3 times as wide. It was just absolutely massive. The man drove probably 20 spikes, a whole bunch of spikes from the top to the bottom. In a line, he drove spikes in. And then he kept hitting that spike. Dink, 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 dink. And he kept doing that. Dink, 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 dink. And when that rock split, did the rock split because of that last hit? Or was it a combination of all the hits? Was his previous effort being wasted? Or was it being stored? Think about that for a second. All those hits, were they wasted hits? Or was that energy being stored and it just happened to be released on that last hit? So don't give up on yourself. Enjoy the process. Enjoy your journey. For your journey is unique to you, unlike anyone else's. Your journey is not going to be the same as mine. But I can only share my experiences with you. For me, my multifamily real estate journey, I became okay with it. I became okay with calling people, with analyzing properties, with having LOIs rejected, with doing property tours, with building relationships. Because in the end, that's what it's all really about. It's about those daily tasks. It's just who I became. I became okay with just doing the daily actions. It just became a habit. I woke up, and these are the things that I did. And if the property came, it came. If it didn't come, I continued the process. Because I had the faith in that process. I knew the process would work. I knew I was doing all the right things. Hold on, just had a squirrel moment. Because doing all the right things, I'm thinking about doing another video now on leading and lagging actions. So thanks for that inspiration. So doing all the right things. So it was just a matter of time. I knew I was doing the right things, and it was just a matter of time before I would land the property. But the property became the icing on the cake. So the next time you're feeling stuck or frustrated, take a page from my journey and make just one more call, one more text, one more meeting, write one more email. Guys, you can absolutely do this. You absolutely have this. You just have to continue on with your process. We're going to be talking about 3 Feet from Gold one day, and that has a similar message as this one. We live up here in the numerator, not down in the denominator. I want you guys today to go out there and be unstoppable! I love spending time with you guys. Go out there today and act. absolutely crush it. Have a great day.